Gina was devastated to see Rocco stomp into her kitchen over the splinters of her demolished front door. It was unfathomable to her that he was capable of that kind of violence. Friends, family had all warned her that one day he might completely snap. No matter what they'd told her about his condition, she still couldn't bring herself to believe that he'd ever truly harm her or their sons. But here he was, the man who'd adored her, who treated her like a princess ever since they were teenagers, looking at her in a way she'd have never imagined he could or would. A look that had her quaking. As he came toward her, she stood in front of the sink, her hands clenched together in an effort to steady herself, the backs of her trembling legs pressed firmly against the cabinet that held Santi. She knew why Rocco was here, and he wasn't getting anywhere near her baby. "You changed the lock," was the first thing out of his mouth. "Why would you do that?" He was breathing so hard he could barely get the question out. Gina heard the real confusion in his voice. "Oh, Rocco." Fresh compassion washed over the terror. She'd never stop hurting for him. Ever. "Have you forgotten? I had that lock changed months ago, the last time you tried to break in." "What are you talking about? I never did that. Who's making you say these lies about me?" She stayed silent as she stared back into those long-lashed Southern Italian eyes. First thing about him she'd fallen for back in school. Even the nuns hadn't been able to resist the flirtatious fun in them, she remembered. Now, she saw nothing in them but madness. "Answer me, damn it! Who's telling you to say these things?" When he gripped her shoulders, she willed herself not to call out for help, not to glance down at the cupboard behind her. "Nobody's telling me anything, Rocco. Please, please listen." She pressed her palm against his chest. "You need help." "Don't say that to me!" In what Gina hoped might be a glimmer of lucidity, he responded, "I can't. Don't you see? I can't go back to that hospital, Gina. The things they do to me there. I can't function with what they give me." "There might be other drugs, other things to try." "No! You don't get it. They make me... I can't think. I can't feel anything." His hands, still at her shoulders, squeezed. "I can't make love to you." She closed her eyes against the pain of those words. How could she explain that they hadn't lived together, haven't been lovers for more than 5 years? She knew she shouldn't, and yet she couldn't help but stroke his face. "Why, Rocco? Why? How could this happen to you after so many years out? I just don't understand. I'll never understand." Seeing her soften toward him, he took his chance. "Let me have the boy, Gina. He's dangerous." She went rigid at once and pulled back from him. "No, he isn't, Rocco. He's just a kid. We've been over this and over this." She heard the shrill desperation in her voice and knew that Santi was hearing it too. Please God, let him stay put. Willing herself to speak calmly, she reasoned. "Rocco, this idea you have about him, it's just another strange thing that's come into your head. Don't you see that?" His grip on her shoulders tightened. "If he stays with you, he'll hurt somebody. I'm telling you. He needs to come with me. I need to take him underground." She saw it then. His countenance altered just enough, in just such a way, for her to see that she'd misjudged how ill he was. It dawned on her then what he might be capable of, what he might do. Quick as lightning, she reached out behind her, blindly to the countertop next to the sink, and fumbled for the wooden knife holder. Grasping one of the knives, she held it toward him. "Get out," she whispered. "Get out now. You're not getting near either one of my kids." Her body went cold when amusement flickered in his eyes. In a flash, his manner changed again, and with no effort at all, he twisted the knife out of her hand. She heard it clatter when he threw it behind her into the sink. She tried shoving him next, but it was like pushing a pile of boulders. She kicked him in the shin, ducked away from him, and ran. He yanked her back by her hair before she could get to the phone. "Get off me! Get off!" She pummeled and scratched at his hands. Without letting go, he swung her around to face him and bellowed, "Where's Luciano? Where's Santino? Where are my sons, goddammit?" "They're not here!" She flicked a glance at the sink and was horrified to see that the cupboard door was now slightly ajar. Trying to stall, to think, she told Rocco part of the truth. "They're with my father, at the bridge."